Floridian Mythologies, The BBQ-Cutie Blues by David Sawyer. Piggy's Barbecue, a local barbecue joint out in DeSoto County, along with the brisket or the weekly smoked ribs or the side dishes of many a man's heart, so to speak. But if in springtime love was in bloom, it would be artificial flowers bursting with colors, with displays on blue gingham-covered tablecloths, y'alls. And so Rihanna, along with very few eye-catchers, they will be barbecue cuties, woes to the DeSoto County pageant queens, who were the fearful contestants, once and sooner to be consumed of antidepressants, and thus talks of the town. Rihanna, what the fuck you be, girl? Leaving me here waiting all goddamn day long? If you don't show up, then Ty'll take your place by the cash register. Now call me back or get here, and fast. A phone slamming down played over an answering machine was stressfully traumatizing, y'all. But Rihanna's boss, Greg, he was also an ex-meth addict, so the turnaround, yeah, as you probably would have guessed, it wasn't that stable, so neither was the clientele, and the food wasn't what people wanted to go there for either. But these damn places never close, so Rihanna will be there for her final college semester, though the tips were extra handfuls of whatever pocket lint could be currency by Arcadian standards. So she will never be out of debt or out of town. At least she will have her software degree, so she will have future employment and will always be working from home. So Rihanna shows up an hour earlier than usual, but in the kitchen she'll converse with Greg. And in the usual morning madnesses, Greg says, "Never seen a pageant queen on time." Rihanna says, "Never be a pitmaster's mistress." Greg says, "Slavery, a savored feather boa of a beauty." Rihanna says, "Barbecue cuties, a bountiful business." Greg says, "Get the fuck back to work." It was a bad time for Greg. He had just lost his boyfriend in a semi-truck accident, so Greg only took it out on Rihanna, and the words Greg used she never found to be offensive because she knew when he was being bitchy or sassy, and the two of them, if they were a couple, there would have been companionship. But heartstrings wouldn't be the overlooks of hot air balloons, y'all, but they'll come down on occasions and yell or scream and beguile their beatitudes until the unholiest of discussions are said and out loud, and sometimes pleasantly. "Rihanna, honey, did you move my damn ashtray again?" Puzzled looks were above her eyebrows and forehead, so she'll reply, "Fuck no, homo, I don't use it." He'll respond, "Well, get them boxes down, honey, and put 'em in the goddamn freezer." All the customers, and when I say all the customers, they got so they loved their entertainment. And entertainment was a 24-hour shift when they felt like it, but Greg was basically always there to cook the barbecue. So I guess it was what Rihanna had asked Greg once. She'll ask him, "What the fuck is it? Is it fucking downtime in the ghetto day or something?" So it was a business, y'all. And Greg had to pay 2 other employees. Monday was also the best day to be there. and Ty, a teen who needed a job but of course was very attractive, and he had brown hair and eyes, but he never could tell a joke well or hardly ever get the punchline right. So Greg loved that. And Lindsay was the other waitress, but never showed up on time and quit like 4 or 5 years ago, but was well beloved by Greg, so when she could be there, she was there. Her husband Tim owned his own electrical business, so they always had money. And Greg always joyfully teased them for it. And Mondays, that was when Greg loved being there the most, and he could be himself. And in his own barbecue cabaret, he'll be the most proud of himself. And the customers loved Greg, and somewhere the so-called hippies or unwanted peoples, that was their place. And to me, every town should not be without one, you all. It had become known for that. And they also had won several awards for their barbecue. And Greg also became happier and more at peace with himself and in the community. So he was pleased and content. One late evening, Greg closes down the restaurant, and out near his car, and in the dark sky atmosphere of late night, Greg will see crowbars swung in rotations, and one will be as a t-ball game, and Greg's forehead would be the ball, and two homophobic middle-aged men will repeat their swings, and until Greg's head was bashed in. So he'll lay there and bleed to death. And when Greg's body was found, he was completely unrecognizable because of the way he was brutally killed. So the two men were never found. They were completely covered in black clothing, black toboggans, and black long-sleeved shirts and sweatpants. So Brianna and the town and all of their customers attended Greg's funeral. But that part of town died, just as if it had never even been opened or never there to begin with. So it became as desolate or as ominous, or as synonymous, or anonymous, like unknowns, like ghost pony resting places, or lonesome and unholy, or unlucky, unknowingly lulled and longingly like lullabied willow trees.